Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Naturally, many of you that watch my show will understand my viewpoints on the subject of surrogacy. I'm against it. I don't think that anyone, whether or not you are a straight couple or you happen to be a homosexual couple or you claim to be trans, even though we know that that isn't actually a legitimate thing nowadays, it's something that someone made up. But nevertheless, I don't think anyone should have access to surrogacy because what it is human trafficking, plain and simple. And the reason why it's human trafficking is because people are actually renting out or hiring out another person's womb only for that mother to grow the baby for a period of time, and then a contract is actually in the works too. And then the people that have decided to rent out that mother's womb will then take that child away from the rightful mother later on. And also that mother's life is controlled to the nth degree. She is only allowed to do whatever that person tells her to do. She can't do anything else. During that period of however many months it takes for that woman to actually birth the baby and grow the baby inside of her, she's not allowed to do anything that she wants to do. It has to all be laid out and set out, plain and simple, by the people that have decided to pay to rent out her womb. And you know what they do? They prey on the likes of vulnerable young women that may not have much money. And so because of that, they've targeted that young person, and the young person's going, oh, I can make a great deal of money from this. I've heard that some people can make anywhere upwards to $100,000 plus. Now, if you are a woman in a rather hard financial position and you know what, you're going, oh, I'm just going to, rent out my womb or give my ability to have a child to somebody else that may not be able to have it, I may think that I'm doing the right thing, but in reality, you're not. In reality, what you're doing is you're allowing the ability for you to actually be human trafficked by other people. And all surrogacy is this nicely packaged up, the wording surrounding it is all sunshine and rainbows, right? But the actual reality behind it and what it actually stands for, it's morally, ethically, and lawfully wrong. But nevertheless, in many, many countries around the world, you're allowed to do it because for some reason, I don't know how these people can actually get away with it. I just don't see how no one can really is enabling this to happen. I can't believe that people aren't going this ain't human trafficking. Oh, this is different because we're paying, like, you just look at the definition of it. You're paying for someone, you're using their womb to carry an actual human being. And you don't think that's human trafficking? And then you're going to take that child away from the rightful mother later on? That's exactly what human trafficking is. Thank you very much. But hey, the person actually isn't alive and I'm not moving them across the border or anything like that. So it can't possibly be human trafficking. But mate, you're delusional. You're honestly delusional. That's like only one of the many reasons that I'm against surrogacy. I think it needs to be abolished. Consider, please, adoption. Adoption is it's a much better alternative, thank you very much. And there's so many kids sadly caught up in the foster care home system because, unfortunately, their home environment may not have been great for them. So I think it's a wonderful thing for people to consider that option if they unfortunately can't have kids. Not to go, I'm going to choose the route of hiring out some woman's womb and I'm going to pay her to carry a baby. No, don't do that. Don't be like any of your celebrities, and certainly do not be like these gay men. This throuple. So 3 gay dudes have had 2 children with surrogate mothers. All 3 men appear on birth certificates. Naturally, the mothers do not, which is one of the reasons why I have a massive issue with this. The birth certificate is not for the gay men to put their names on the birth certificate. It's nevertheless, what they're doing is truly just horrific in its nature. It's morally and ethically disgusting, and it's wrong. Anyway, a gay throuple became the first family in California to have 3 dudes listed on their birth certificates, granting all 3 men equal rights as the parents of their children. Well, they're not really the dads because, or the actual parents, because I don't think they really had much to say in the matter because they're renting out an actual woman's womb, and the mother's got no say in any of this, which I think is wrong on so many levels. But of course, it's California. You can do whatever the hell you want in California nowadays. And by the way, Gavin Newsom recently signed into law making memes illegal in California. I don't know if any of you saw that. That was just like, that took the cake. It really did. Nearly 4 years after the milestone 2017 ruling, they are opening up about their process to parenthood in the hopes that other LGBT whatever families will feel empowered to fight for rights and legal protections for themselves. So in other words, they want to fight for human trafficking as part of the LGBT family. Welcome. We're going to band together and fight for the likes of women to be used as slaves and human traffic their very bodies, as well as the child. And then once the child is born, we're going to rip it away from its rightful mother, and we're not going to allow that child to have any access at all or ability to spend time with that mother at all. So we're going to raise that child in a throuple, 3 men. That's just like, 2's bad enough, but 3, far out. That's like triple trouble. That's, I don't even want to. I hate to even imagine what that child would have to go through living under that kind of household. Yuck. The parents have been blacked out, had been together for 17 years when they met the other person 8 years ago. Together, the throuple have 2 children, conceived using embryos a friend had left over from their own IVF process. Well, there you go. So you're borrowing embryos from somebody else, or you're using somebody else's embryos and then implanting that in the likes of another woman, which is also dangerous. There's significant complications that can arise when you're implanting embryos into another woman, especially if they're not yours. Like, the female body is designed specifically to house the embryos of her. It's her DNA. When you have someone else's DNA thrown into the mix and put into your womb, there are complications that become a massive issue. But you know what? Order and design, something that God actually created, has been messed with. And obviously, when you mess with order and design and creation, you're going to end up with a great deal of problems that come out of that, aren't you? Anyway, the big challenge for us was really the legal challenges. So with surrogacy, you have to have a percentage order from the court declaring who are going to be the legal parents. The person told The Morning Show, an Australian talk show, on Tuesday. In the beginning, we weren't sure that we would have all 3 of us on the birth certificate, so it became a court process where we argued in court. So of course you did. Of course you did. We just didn't want to have the mothers on the birth certificate, so you fight it in court, and obviously the court leaning heavily to the left, the LGBT Rainbow Outfit Mafia. So yeah, we'll give it to them. Why not? Surrogacy concern goes, if none of these men are the genetic male parents of the friend's leftover embryos, which again is highly concerning anyway, just the leftover, the discarded embryos, it means not one of these men are related to the children. The children, therefore, have 3 dads, 2 surrogate mothers, and 2 genetic parents. What an inheritance. Yeah, indeed. I think, again, that is hugely problematic, but the court didn't see it as that. And so they're favored in the LGBT whatever way. Billy Bragg goes, words mean nothing now. Child safeguarding means nothing. All that matters now is what adults want and whether they have the money to pay for it. Surrogacy concern goes correct. And then Christopher David puts a meme. Remember when we used to not like people buying other people? That was awesome. Yeah, it was. So it amazes me how you've got like these people in today's society that yell and scream over slavery, but somehow they don't do that when it comes to surrogacy, which is the exact same thing. They've just put a nice bow on it. I don't get it. And the court system, same thing. We don't allow slavery, but we do allow surrogacy. That's not slavery. We'll just call it something else. It's just slavery with several extra steps, man. Kelly J. King goes, birth certificates are for the baby, not to validate adults who want to pretend to be biological parents. We never should have allowed this to happen under any circumstance, but yet it is happening, sadly. And the courts, the legal process, it's just so unjust. It's so backwards. It's highly frustrating and highly annoying. Now, I got friends of mine that are choosing IVF, and it's a difficult process. They're not choosing surrogacy. Going through the IVF process is a very different thing because you're going and you're trying to save as many eggs as possible. Then you implant them later on, one at a time. I'm not entirely, the whole details and everything, but nevertheless, it is a fairly tricky and difficult process, and it's a long process. It's also a hard process, but that it does not compare at all to surrogacy. Surrogacy is totally different, and I'm totally against it. So, no, it should not happen. Doesn't matter if anyone is in a heterosexual relationship or not. It should not go on. Consider adoption. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate from people in the comment section. Oh, Jay, you're just cruel and heartless. If the option's available, no, just because the option's available doesn't make it right for you to human traffic another person just because you got money. No, thank you. Would you, let me ask you this question, if you agree with surrogacy, would you buy another human being to use at your whim? Same thing. Actually, the same thing. In fact, surrogacy is worse because you're impregnating that person. You're creating a life. And then you want to take that life away from the respected person that grew that person. Like, no one sees an issue? Oh, I thought I did a great job at explaining it. Anyway, that's enough from me today. You guys take care. You be blessed. And I'll see you all in the next video.